When she's too selfish and high maintenance. Number 1, players, over controlling. She is extremely serious about her wants, needs, and desires being taken care of and met. When it comes to her getting into drama and fights for not getting her way or not being able to conquer what she aims to accomplish in her life due to her very high standards and expectations, it drives her to the edge of almost a mental breakdown. It gets that serious, player. When she don't get her way and she don't meet her high expectations she got set for herself, it drives her to almost a mental breakdown. It gets that serious for her, player. It gets that serious for her. Number 2, shopaholic and neat freak. She's extremely vanity driven. Needs to have the best and most expensive clothes to always look and feel great because it's like a shot of dopamine. Needs the best of the best wines, liquors, and foods. Real materialistic and needs lots of money to maintain her happiness. And that's also very true, players. Very true. Number 3, she wants her partner to be dressed for perfection at all times like her. Making great impressions are important to her, and she picks out her partner's clothes for him to make sure it's up to her standards and critiques her partner's behavior in private and in public. Oh man, yes. Oh man. Her high maintenance attitude forces her to hold her man to those same impossible high standards, player. Yes, indeed. Number 4, gets jealous when her man's eyes isn't on her. She demands lots of attention even when her man is around his family, homies, on the phone, and watching TV. And that's a must, player. A selfish woman, a high maintenance woman, she wants your eyes all the time. I'm talking about you divided, undivided, 100% of the time, players. When she around you, it's on her. No TV, no phone, no family, no homies, nope. Look at me, look at me, look at me. 5, players. Stingy about giving gifts, but loves to receive them. And that's a thief characteristic, players. I mentioned that one time before. Demands lots of expensive gifts and go on fancy trips, but is real selfish when it comes to her giving and treating. Real selfish when it comes to her giving and treating. And when she don't get her way, she'll use her sex as a punishment and reward, players. That's how she get down. A real selfish woman, like Evelyn Azada, what I got on the screen, and Lisa Ray, yeah, they use their sex as a reward and as punishment when they don't get their way, players. Best believe that. Number 6, dead set on getting what she wants. Makes it about her when it comes to certain restaurants to eat at, movies out in public, and at the house to see and watch, and other public events. She's hardly ever willing to go with her partner's plans, and this makes her selfish and stubborn and difficult to deal with. Now, I hit on this one later, player. I got a good example about this one later. I'll touch on that later. But yeah, she don't want to do what you say, dude. It's about her plans and what she want only, player. Not yours. Always hers. But I'm going to get to it. I'm going to get into it. Number 7, very talkative, but not a good listener. Loves to talk about herself and keep the conversation on herself, but hardly ever makes the conversation not about herself. Always, like I say, it's it's her world, player. You might well say narcissistic, player. Selfish, narcissistic. You might well say that. 8, players. If the guy stays too long over a distance, she's not willing to travel, but lets him come to her. And their relationship is about a 50-50 split, but she wants 99-1 split. She's not willing to travel to see him or stay the night when she goes to see him and knows he visits her most of the time. Selfish, player. I had it happen to me, let me see, a couple of times. I'm very experienced in that one, player. Like, man, I'm talking about, I didn't really get into it till I started seeing her character till like later on. I'm like, man, I'm coming to see her all the time. She comes see me just a couple of times. I come see her all the time. But see, I didn't mind traveling because, like you say, I want to travel the experience, like that. But I got to catch on to it. Like, man, I'm coming to see her way more. She come to see me, and she barely come. I'm always hitting the road. She barely coming. So I'm like, man, you too selfish, man. Number 9, players. It's the small things that count. Not with her. She doesn't want flowers or roses from Walmart. That's like an insult to her. Yes, indeed. She wants expensive boutiques of roses and expensive front row tickets to major public events like concerts, basketball games, football games, baseball games, stuff like that, player. She always wants the best of the best. She ain't turning nothing else down. If it's the flowers from Walmart, take them back. She want expensive boutique roses, player. Like I'm talking about $100 rose. You know what I'm saying? Like that, player. She want down $50 a rose, player. 10. Life throws a monkey wrench into her plans, but she can't handle it. In life, things happen, and normal people will deal with it and get over it. But not her. Y'all go out to a nice restaurant to eat, and she ordered lobster, medium rare steak. Catch on to that, player, and shrimps. But when the waiter brings her the steak back well done, she doesn't ask him nicely to take it back and bring what she ordered. Instead, she goes off and embarrasses him. That's just disrespectful, player. Like I say, it's not respectful and it's disrespectful, players, but I go into it. The movie y'all plan to see has sold out before the time y'all arrive. So instead of going to a later movie, since y'all already are dressed up and there, she gets mad and wants to go back home. I'm going to go at it again. The movie y'all plan to see has sold out before the time y'all had arrived. So instead, player, now listen to me, or going to a later movie, since y'all are already dressed up and there, she gets mad and wants to go back home. I'm going to finish this before I go to my example, player. I'm going to finish that one. This is the one I had the example with. High maintenance people love perfection. They want the best and nothing less. Hold on. They want the best and anything less disappoints them. Okay, player, I got an example. Okay. I had, like I say, same experience with this selfish high maintenance female, right? Okay. We go to the movies, right? Okay, now, the movie we had planned to go see, it was like an early movie, because like I said, I wanted to go to the movie early, so we can go get that out the way, and then the rest of our night, we just spend together, you know what I'm saying, go on the beach or whatever, just, you know what I'm saying, we can spend more time together afterwards, instead of just going to a late movie and then do nothing afterwards, so we can go eat, go to the movie, go to the beach, you know, kick it, you know, live it up. So, the movie was like, I think it was like a 5:30 movie, so, but the movie was 2 hours, so I said, since the movie 2 hours, let's go ahead and catch an early movie. Then that way we'll be out, have time to do other things, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, we get there, and the movie was already, like I said, before we got there, it had sold out before we arrived, right? Okay, now peep this. She got mad and said, well, we might as well go home. I said, no, the movie 2 hours. I said, let's just get a later one. You know what I'm saying? The movie so how about this? We just go get something to eat, and by that time, you know, so we can kill some time and come back, and we get since it was like 5:30, it was like 7:30, and we get on out and still can kick it. But now, she didn't want to do that. I said, you know what? Nah, that right there just told me how selfish she was, players. Now, peep this, players. We already dressed up. Now, if it was me on the other end, I would have told her, okay, since it take a woman a little while, you know, a long while to get ready, right? I'm not going to just change my plans, man, because I know what me and her both put into that, or getting ready. You see what I'm saying? I'm not going to just say, well, since the movie didn't, what we wanted to see, we couldn't see it, it sold out. I'm not going to just change that just because we was late. But see, a selfish person, when they don't, like I said, they want the best and nothing else less disappoints them. Whatever is less disappoints them. So I just told her, hey, let's just go home, spend some time, or eat whatever, and then come back. That way, you know what I'm saying, we didn't kill some time, but she didn't want to do that. So I said, okay, you know what I did, players? I said, you know what? You want to go home, right? I said, I tell you what. I'm going to do you something better than that. Let's just go home. Now, she ain't knew what I was going to do, players. I said, I'm going to take you back. No, I'm going to go back. I'm going to chill with you. I took her back home. Her house was like, about I'd say like 20 minutes from where the movie theater was, right? I dropped off. I said, okay, I'll see you. She said, where you going? I said, I'll see you. I pulled off. I went to the movies, man, with somebody else. She called. So you mean to tell me you went to the movie by yourself? I said, nah. I said, yeah. I said, because you, because you was selfish, man. I said, man, you both had got dressed up, and instead of us going to a later movie, you ain't doing nothing but think about yourself, because the plan didn't come through, you wanted to leave. I said, I tell you what, I was gonna say, no, I went by myself, but you know I got somebody else because I had called him in the car. I said, hey, you want to go out later on? You know, so she heard me talking, so she knew that. But anyway, I said, okay. Yeah, I went to the movie because you were selfish, and I broke it down to her how selfish she was. I said, you didn't want to go. Instead, when we both went together, you could at least said, you know what, thought outside yourself and said, you know what, since we already here, let's just get some tickets and just waste some time. But see, when you selfish, you only think about yourself. Okay, just because our plans didn't go through for you and then it worked out perfect for you, you getting mad. Now you want to change them. I said, no. So I dropped all players and told her to have her own way, man. And matter of fact, after that, we was done. Alright, players, let me live. I can take that, man. It's selfish, man. I'm not gonna do that. If I'm with a female and we both playing something, just because we didn't make it at that time, we're not gonna change it. Unless it just was that was the only one we went to go see. But if it's some more, man, yeah, I'm gonna do that, man, for us. See, you're thinking outside yourself, not just about yourself. And a selfish person think about themselves. 11. Once she gets her way, she's fine. But when she doesn't, she complains. That I just got through talking about. She goes off on customer service workers when they misunderstand her. Goes off on fast food places in the drive-thru when she doesn't get her way or line is moving too slow. Can't get the best of the best room hotels, and this attitude behavior from a lack of being fulfilled also plays a part in her relationships. That's the important part, players. That's the part I wanted to get to. That's the most important part. Hold on, I'm gonna break, man. Let me see. Hold on. This attitude and behavior from a lack of being fulfilled also plays a part in her relationships. She is never satisfied because nothing seems good enough. That's what I want to get to, player. And that's how you really people, player. Must observe how a person expresses love to others. Analyze both what they complain about and request from their partner the most. And I got another example too, players, right quick. When you at a gas station, player, and you done took your female out, right? And you finna go get ready to pump the gas, whatever, and she go in the store and come out with something that, like with stuff that she went in there to get, and she ain't offer you. Did you want something? That's selfish, player. She could at least said, you know what? Hey, you want something out of here when I go in here? I'm about to go ahead and get some to drink or something, you know, some chips or something, or some gum, whatever. And she don't say, hey, do you want anything out of here when I go in here? Hey, that's selfish, player. I always say, hey, if I'm with my homies or whoever, hey, you want something while I'm going in here? See, I'm always thinking outside myself. That's not a selfish person. If you spell, especially if you got the spell. You know what I'm saying? You could at least just offer me. You know what I'm saying? That let me know you thinking outside yourself. I might turn it down. See what I'm saying? I might not even ask for much. You give me some gum or something. So when you at the gas station or something like that, and she just go straight in and come back out, and she didn't ask that you want something, player, that's selfish, player. 12. Ask you to do certain things and then criticize you. Exploding over every minor detail can turn the nicest man to a mean person because he's worn down. Example. You told her you was going to stop by a fast food place before you go over to her spot. She asked you to pick her up something while you were there. Check this out now, player. Check this now. While you were there. Oh, let me go there. Told her you was going to stop by fast food place. Okay. Now, you ask her what she wants. She replies, whatever you get. Nothing specific now, player. Check that. Nothing specific now. Soon as you go inside to give her her food, she opens it up. Not to say thank you. Not to say thank you, but to go off. If she likes everything done a certain way, that only she sees fit, and nothing below that standard will do, cut her off, players. Cut her off, players. Please cut her off. Please cut her off, players. 13. Acts like the world just ended because you missed her calls and was slow to respond to her text. She calls, texts her man every second, minute during the day because in her mind, every need is life or death. Important. She needs quick responses, replies, and consistent validation. If not, she gets angry. That's selfish, player. High maintenance for you. 14, player. Cancel schedule plans makes her irritated. Cancel plans are part of life, and when they come up, most of us deal with it and get over it, right? We're normal people, right? She hates adjusting to the unexpected things in life, and instead of dealing with a change of plans like a grown, mature adult, she explodes and complains like a child and puts all the blame on you for ruining the evening, night y'all both had planned. That's selfish, players. Man, that ain't selfish, man. I don't know what it is, players. That ain't selfish. I don't know what it is. If she acted like a child about a change of plans, I know she'll have a problem with this one. This is the last one, player. 15. Nah, if she acted like a child about the change of plans, peep this, player. She gonna definitely have a problem with this one. Peep this now. 15. Never takes ownership of her faults, players. In a relationship, when a partner admits to what they did wrong, it shows maturity, respect for themselves and their partner, and how much they value their relationship. Not to a selfish person at all. So if she's unable to break herself to realize, to realize she's made a mistake or be unwilling to humble herself to own up to wrongdoings, the word I'm sorry isn't in her vocabulary because she has a hard time pulling it up from her gut. And letting it slide off her lips. This is when you exit stage left, players. This is when you exit stage left, players. If she got a problem with changing plans and she crying and complaining, I know she have a problem with owning up to something she did wrong, players. So let me know what I'm dealing with right there. Players, when you're dealing with a selfish A woman that's too selfish and high maintenance, players. You already see I got Evelyn Zada and Lisa Ray up there, so you already know what time it is. I'm just breaking it down. And I want to say this also, players, before I get out of here. Whenever a woman is real selfish, like Evelyn Zada and Lisa Ray, they never really fully had a real orgasm. I'm trying to keep it PG because of YouTube. But when a woman does that, she never really has a real good orgasm, because when you're a real selfish person and it's all about you, you gotta really just, in order to really just fully get to that place when you can really orgasm for a woman, you gotta really be mentally, I'm talking about like unselfish, man. You really got to be like, you really gotta give your partner all to you. You gotta give your partner all to that person. You see what I'm saying? You can't just sit back and be selfish and just because things don't go your way. See, that's how I know Lisa Ray and Evelyn never been in a real intimate relationship. Yeah, it's cool. You made love to the physical way, but it wasn't beyond the physical. See, you can make love to a person the physical way. You can light candles and all that stuff like that. Yeah, you can do that. Rose petals, and when they taking a hot bath, bubble baths and all that. Yeah, that's cool, but you haven't went through the love making process and intimacy though. You haven't experienced that, because in order to really experience real true intimacy, you gotta think outside yourself. You can't be selfish. You gotta think outside yourself, and that's how you really give yourself to your partner. You gotta give your partner all of you, not just 50% of you, and you be selfish with the other 50. No, you gotta give your partner the whole 100% of you. Like okay, I'm gonna think I said when I did something wrong, I'm gonna apologize and I'm wrong. I'm gonna own up to it. When my plans don't go through like I explained. You know what I'm saying? We gonna go through it together, okay? The movie we missed, we didn't see it. Let's get another one. See what I'm saying? You're thinking outside yourself. So when you're really making love to a person, you gotta get them all of you. See what I'm saying? Not just 50%. You gotta give them all to you, man. Mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually. And a selfish woman ain't never really experienced that at all, man. Yeah, she been made love to, but she never really just fully orgasmed though. You see what I'm talking about? Really just, man. I'm talking about really just had that shot of dopamine, man, and just exploded, man. Well, she couldn't just move in the bed. Like, as soon as she got done, she just stayed there and just slept for 2 days straight. I'm talking about like that, because when you selfish, you don't experience sex like that. Because like I said, you so into yourself. But in order to experience sex at a high level, you gotta give your partner all of you, man. All of you. And a selfish woman doesn't ever experience that. So that's how I know, like, Lisa Ray and Evelyn never really experienced like real love and intimacy at a real high level. Yeah, they've been made love to the physical way, but not through intimacy though. Because you gotta give your partner all of you. You can't be selfish. You gotta give your partner, I'm talking about all of you, man. I ain't saying you gotta tell them all your secrets and nothing like that. As time goes on, you can't reveal certain things. But I'm talking about as far as like sexually, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, man. You gotta give your partner all to you, man. You can't be selfish, man. That's how you get that real high orgasm with a woman. Just she giving herself all to you, man. I'm talking about all to you. You know what I'm saying? All, like, she don't want to court with you on it all, player. That's how she really experienced it. But I just want to hit that one time with you, players. All right, respect.